Hello, my name's Nathan and welcome to my first video. So what I'm going to be looking at today is the new gold rush, the 2020s gold rush. It's been 130 years in the making. However, post-COVID has pushed along new gold rush. So there's a new type of people who are detecting. This video is most likely for first-time users, first-time detectors. So there's a lot of other videos currently on YouTube that go through the more specific side of it. However, I've tried to make this more so a simple video for the amateurs and the experts, I guess, to an extent, to understand. Okay, so let's have a look at the typical detector. We've got the retiree detector. They retire, they got no commitment, no kids, plenty of money. They think, okay, we can do what we want. Let's buy a detector, go up and gold detect. We have the second ones, which you often see on TV, the professionals. So what they'll do is they may sell out their house for the finances. If not, they give up their jobs. And so give up their job, they've got 12 months to go out and try and hit the jackpot, which is fine, and many of them do it. However, what they find, they're making up for a wage. So they might find a piece that's worth $20,000. That still comes out of their wage. So specifically, they're not making $20,000. They've still got bills, they've still got mortgage, everything else. That $20,000 simply comes off their yearly wage. So what we're looking at now are younger people, or middle-aged people, or older people for that matter, who are currently working, they're full-time employed. What they need to do is they need to have their 4 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it may be, annual leave, head up to the gold fields, to this new gold rush, and find gold. Sounds easy? It's not easy. Of course, it's not easy. The longer you detect, the more luck you have. However, I've put this video together to try and help people to get a basic idea on where they should be able to find gold. This obviously isn't a promise, so there's no promises when it comes to gold. But all of this knowledge along with the new technology can make it much easier, and all of this stuff that I'm going to show you can do on your lunch break at work. So you're not giving up your job, going to the gold fields, working things out as you go. All this stuff can be done before you even leave your house. What I will be looking at is the two factors. New technology, which is fantastic. There's more than just the old school detector that's been around for 50, 60, 70 years. So we do have that. Next I'm going to look at is the knowledge. You can have the best detector in the world. It doesn't matter if you go into the wrong spots. All that means nothing. You've wasted your money, you've wasted your time. So basically I'm just going to show you how you can plan before you leave to go up. You've got your good detector, you've got your good knowledge. By the way, I will be in my next video looking at the detectors. So the next video is just as important as this one. So if you would like to like this page and definitely subscribe, there will be more to come. Okay, so let's just have a look now at the knowledge element of what detecting is. Right, so firstly I use Aventa maps. As you can see, they're fantastic. They're pretty new. They've just come out recently. So find maps near. So I'm going to have a look at the Inglewood. So Vic Gold Atlas. We want gold. All right. So let's have a look what we have here. So remembering that we're 32. Okay, that's Inglewood. So this map, it just gives you a few different types. Gives you the long shot view, something very, very close, and this one here, which gives you sort of an outlook of a basic area probably a few hectares. So this one is what we're going to use. What we have on the map here is the roads. Obviously, got that little lake. It's easier to do this process if you have a lake or a road or a particular river. So when later on we go to Earth, you can pick that specific site. So I'm going to pick that lake there. So obviously it's got a few creeks along it, gullies, and the red dots where old dig-ins happened in the 1880s, 1890s. So this basically shows you where the old timers, as they're known in Australia, have dug. They've dug around here. So they didn't dig for no reason. They dug because there was gold. These were hard for them to dig, so they would have to be chasing gold. They would start maybe find a bit of gold there where the mouse is and keep trembling it down. They might have hit a bit of a dead end here, so they've gone left, so on and so forth. You can get the picture. Now, what's come out and what's new with these maps are reefs. So these red lines are reefs that have been found and recorded. I know Columbian Reef, that was very well known, and a lot of gold come out of that. However, there's always other reefs that go along here. As you can see, all of them run north-south. So all of them are running north-south. There's nothing across. So all north-south. What we've got is they're pretty much similar in size. You'll see some, that one's sort of longer, but basically they're similar sort of length, and they're usually in clusters. So you've got your three there, 1, 2, 3, 5. You've got your group there, you've got your three there, you've got them across there. You've got a pattern of them. So you get some sort of pattern of where things are going. So you've got your 1, 2, 3 there. You would assume there'd be something in here. So there's that gap between there and there. So you would assume there would be a reef in there. Naturally, anyway, what happens with gold is you either find the reef and you crack it big time, or over periods of thousands of years, little bits of gold, or sometimes large bits, have come off these reefs. So they usually move downhill. So what you find is if something has cracked off that reef there, for example, you would assume we've got Bullfrog Gully there. It's going to go down that way. Naturally, gravity is going to take it down that way. So anything that come off that reef there won't go that way. It'll be coming down this way. That's been dug through there, but they haven't found a reef. But they still haven't dug around this area here. So that's definitely something to look out for. As you can see, same thing over there, gone down. So most of the diggings has been done around sort of the lower gully areas. However, the gold doesn't always make it down to the gully. There could be an old river that isn't existent anymore that may just be there. So the gold may have gone and it may have got to that part there and stopped there before it made it to what is visually the gully there. So what we want to do is, we've got our technology now, we've got our knowledge of this basic area. So what we want to do before we grab our detector and go out and just start digging anywhere around here, we want to map it out. So we'll map it out. I'll open Earth. Now I'll just type in there Inglewood. Victoria. Let's see how this comes up. We'll search for that. Inglewood. Okay, here we go. So we've got Inglewood there. Okay, let's zoom right in on Inglewood. So we've got the town of Inglewood there. Now, as I was saying with the last map, we've got this lake here. So it's just off Inglewood Powered Road. We've got that lake there. So let's have a look and see if we can't find this lake. So, good, there's our lake. So there's our lake that's in the map. So I'll just zoom out. So now we know what we're looking for. So we'll get about the same as we can. So we've got that there. We've got the lake there right in the middle of the screen, more or less. So we'll get that a little bit over there. Okay. So this is our Earth version. So we've got to have it on maps, or we're best to have it on maps. So we've got this part here. So what we'll do is we'll try and marry up where these reefs were. So we're looking, we've got that. This is where it just takes a little bit of time. This is probably the hardest part to do. So as you can see, we've got these tracks that run all up and around here. We've got the few creeks and we've got Bullfrog Gully. So Bullfrog Gully, so let's have a look at the map. Now we've got that in sort of a triangle, bit of a triangle of tracks there. So let's see if we can find that triangle of tracks. Go back. Now I've found the triangle. So the triangle is this triangle here. As you can see, some mining or quarry work's been done there. There's a dam that's there that wasn't on the map, so on and so forth. So let's try and map out our reef. So we got just near the edge of that there, we've got our 1, our 2, our 3, more or less straight in a road, just going over that road. So what we'll do is we'll say that the reef is going to have 1 around here, running north and south, of course. Save. Go for our second one, which was running north to south as well. Save. So we got our 1, 2. The third one's a little bit smaller, so let's go for that. That was a bit smaller. So we got that one there. So that's about our 3 when we're looking at that area. That's about our 3 of them. So now over just in that little part that's just north of the head there of the river, there's another reef there. So let's go ahead and put that on. So just that little bit there that was in there. So I'll just move this out the way. So just north of the head. There's one there as well. Okay. So now we've got the basic idea. This here is where I would target. Got everywhere else, there's reefs everywhere. You can pick and choose your spots. You can go wherever around there. But I would just target this one area here. We've got the gully there. We've got the 2 reefs there. So anything in between here, gold could have run that way, could have run that way. Either way, it's going to be somewhere in there, if it is. But there's a lot of gold. There's a lot of gold in Victoria. This is where your knowledge is, that there is gold somewhere in there. Now, the next step we have is you can't either just go and get your detector and detect anywhere in Victoria, in the world. You can't detect on your next door neighbour's house. So someone will own property around here. Someone's got to own property, so you can't just jump their fence and detect on their property. So what you've got to do in Victoria, there's an authority site that you look at. Now it's called MapShare. So MapShare, this is a government tool. Victoria government, as you can see up there. Each state has their own version of this. So I can't give you advice on your state, your country, etc. I can only do what I'm looking at here. So I'm looking at Inglewood. So let's have a look for Inglewood. Inglewood North Road. Let's have a look. There's our lake. How about that? Now, what we have here is something that has to be taken on board. All of these white here are private property. All of these white. The dam is there. The property in white is owned to someone. I don't know who that is. Doesn't matter who it is. You can't detect on that area. So let's go in a bit closer. So we're looking at basically around, and so where the track goes follows there. So let's go back to our map. Now we're looking basically where that track. So we're looking, looks like we're looking from there, sort of up to there, across to there, down to there, and back to the road. So that looks like our exclusion zone. Let's go back and have a look at that again. So basically around the lake there. That's fantastic. That doesn't hurt. So this is Inglewood Nature Reserve. So the one thing in Australia is you can't detect on certain reserves or heritage listed areas. So what we've got here, this is a reserve up here. So what you have to do is you have to call up your authority. So in Australia, it's the Department of Mining. Victoria, Department of Mining, Victoria. So mining and resources. So what you do, you in your own state, jurisdiction and country, you go through, you call up, you tell them where you would be interested to detect, and they will give you a yes or a no, basically. So as you can see, you've sort of got this area. So down here, you've got your coordinates. So when you contact your Department of Mines, you just tell them the basic area you would like to detect. They give you a yes, they give you a no. If they give you a no, it's not the end of the world, because you can simply go back to your map or another map, and you might wish to try, say, that area there. Got that. There's a gap between there. You might want to work there. You can calculate it all out. I haven't got. You can also use topo maps with this. So you can look at the elevation levels around this area. So if them two are on the side of the hill, obviously down there is going to be the gully area, or it might be further down there. But topo maps good. So if you use this, you plan out your area, use your topo maps as to where the gold would run to, then you're in pretty good stead. So now it's just a matter of getting the right detector. You have all the knowledge that you can have. No one can promise gold. We can't see underground. You can only take the best knowledge that you have as to where the gold is. Appreciate it if you like the video. And also, I suggest you subscribe to the video. Next coming up is looking at detectors, old school detectors versus the new 3D detectors. And then I'm going to hit the field with my favourite detector, and we'll have a look to try and get some gold for you. So subscribe, like, and keep following what I'm doing. Thank you for watching.